Good morning, Simmers. It's Kiwi Tea here, and I am just following up my last speed build, which had a lot of problems and gained a lot of very good criticism. And I figure if there's a lot of criticism that I agree with, if it seems like it's got a lot of evidence behind it, then I'll go in and I'll do a follow-up for each speed build and just improve things. So the main complaint was about the layout, which was pretty terrible, of the lower floor. So I tried with some spiral staircases as was suggested, and yeah, I popped them in, sort of changed the basement. Now I had to get a sim in here to test it out because they're really finicky, these things, as you probably know. And there's one particular direction, if they face, it blocks the routing for them. I really think it's badly done, but not to matter. So yeah, I've got this guy in here, one of the Martinez family, which are that family that were introduced in the base game in the library, and he can get up, but he can't actually go back down there, so I had to change the arrangement around a bit. And what I want is, I want a kitchen at the far end, and I want some tables to the side. I want to make it look more like a real open plan sort of kitchen dining area with some bathrooms down the lower area, and I wanted to turn the basement into a laundry because it didn't seem like the best place for a bathroom, really, all the way downstairs. And what I do down here with the spiral staircase forces a lot of changes upstairs too, so I actually make some quite dramatic changes to the exterior all up. And I add quite a few more items which I'm not that comfortable with because it just looked a bit too bare, so I'm adding clocks and phones and things, but it just looked a bit too bare as it was. I really want to keep the number of items down so that there aren't too many in the world, but in the end you've just got to decide sometimes, well, no, it needs more, and so I have, and I don't think I've gone overboard. I forgot to turn the lessons off. For some reason it keeps resetting them lately, so there are lots of those stupid pop-ups. And yeah, so I have a shower and a bathroom here separately. Hopefully there's enough room to use a mop, because sometimes when you make these smaller rooms, the Sims can't mop things up when one of the appliances breaks. And I make a nice little sort of tiled area for the kitchen, and sort of rope it off a bit with that little fencing, which is always very nice. Pop the bin down there, one that I haven't used before from Seasons, which it's not the best bin, but I decided I wanted to use that one because it's different. And then I just sort of played around with the walls, and I think it's looking a lot better. And I'd be interested to hear if you agree or disagree. I think I have turned an ugly duckling into a little bit more something resembling a not so ugly duckling, or even a swan. So I attack the upstairs area as well, because now this gets a bit more awkward up here, but at the same time, those little rooms that house older people in a house that's been sort of renovated to accommodate them are usually kind of awkward, so I sort of don't feel too bad about the fact that the bed's sort of smidged into a corner near the kitchenette and stuff, because, you know, it's not an apartment per se, it's more of a sort of it's hard to remember the right word for this sort of thing. But yeah, I tried to play around with where the bed could go, but I realised it was just better in the corner there, and that it wasn't too bad that it was there. Also, I decided and I remembered to put some curtains on everything, although I had that thing where all of the curtains only fit on one set of windows most of the time, so you've got to really search for the one that will actually fit. And a bunch of windows don't even have curtains that even fit them, which is very, very frustrating. Those little blinds are useful because they tend to fit on a lot of things. And yeah, I put some wall art up because it seemed like it needed some of that. It's still a fairly sparse looking place, but I feel a lot better about it now. And then I think I just go in with the lighting after I sort out the laundry, which is very empty, because I figure, you know, it doesn't have to be full and people can use it for all sorts of things if they want. Put some wine down there if they want. Doctors probably have wine. And then I just went for a march through the place and showed it off in another of my jerky little walkthroughs. I like the cockatoo in the cage. I think they did really well with the birds and the pets. They're a lot more exciting than The Sims 2 birds. I think that looks a lot better. I think that's a vast improvement. It's quite spacious now, and even though everything is still sort of crammed into a similar space, it feels like a kitchen dining area, I think. And I like the little bathrooms too. I think they're more suited to the house as well. Oh yeah, the shower was broken. He broke it while I was playtesting. So yeah. Little things like that. I really feel like I need to do something like this if there is enough criticism, just because you can't get too attached to what you've done. You've got to be ready to change it. You've got to be ready to improve. So if you ever see anything, I want to hear it. If you ever see anything that you really think doesn't work, and I agree, the last version of this house, it didn't work, the interior, it wasn't right, then tell me, and I will do a follow-up like this and really knuckle down and try to change things in a second speed build. So I'm going to head off now, I think, and I'm just going to leave you with a nice view of the hopefully finished place. So enjoy yourselves, guys. Take care. This is Kiwi T signing off. Bye bye.